When you first create your Google form, the first question is automatically entered for you. So let's just look at this first question. It is a multiple choice, but we can click on the drop-down arrow here and see a list of all the different types of questions that we can use. Check out my Google form that shows you each of these examples and gives you some tips on why you would use each one. So you'll see at the top you can enter your question, you can add images to your Google question, and then here you'll see that we have our options. So if you already have a list, you can just right-click in the first option 1 and hit paste, and it'll automatically put all of your answers in here for you. Otherwise, you just click on Add Option and you type each one in individually. To remove an answer, you would just click on the X over here to the far right. Notice before I click that, you also can add images to each one of the answers, so you have that option as well. You also, on some of the options, have the ability to add Other, which means now the person can type in a specific answer. At the bottom here, you will see that you can duplicate a question, which means perhaps we're going to use these same answers for another question and just change the question. So we click on Duplicate, and now it gives us a second one of that exact same question, and we can just come up here and change our question at the top. You can also delete any questions. Then you'll see the option where you can make it required, which means someone cannot submit the form until they answer this question. And then you'll see these 3 dots to the far right. Make sure that you're always clicking on these 3 dots, as you'll see additional options over here for each one of the different question types. To add another question, you would come to the far right and you'll see the plus to add a question. Once you do this, it puts it underneath the question above. If you want to move the question, you'll see these 6 little dots at the top of each question. Hover over them till you see the 4 arrows, then left click and just drag your question to its new location. You'll see over here you have additional options to import questions from other Google Forms that are already created. You can add a title and a description anywhere within. So let's click right here and let's go ahead and add a title. And now this might be just, personal questions maybe we're getting ready to ask. So we can make this a title of personal questions. And when we preview up here, the little eyeball, our form, we can see what that did is it just added a little space in between these 2 questions as a title for our next set of questions. You have the option to add images and videos, and then you also can add a section, which is talked about in another video. So that's the basics for adding questions to your Google form.